Hi, it's the Whisky Hunter. Thanks for joining me again today. I'm very excited. I picked up a couple bottles yesterday. One was a hunt, one was a relationship that found a bottle for me. So let's talk about that. A friend of mine was in Vegas and texted me. He was in a store and found a bottle that we had just been discussing the week before. And he was kind enough to ask me if I wanted one of them. And I said yes, because I could not find it around here. So that bottle is a hard to find bottle, really. It's batch number 1, bottled in 2009. It's Black Bull. It's a 40-year-old. And I have been looking for this maybe the last 6 months and haven't found any around my area. So it's a 40-year-old, like I said, bottled in 2009, batch 1. It's 40, I believe it's like 40.2% ABV. Yeah, 40.2%, bottled November, September in 2009, batch 1. In bourbon casks. Natural color. There's also one bottled in sherry. It's much darker. For some reason it does go a little more. And that's a 30-year-old, which is unusual for something 10 years younger. But anyway, got that bottle. Looking forward to tasting it. Heard great things about it. The other bottle I got, which was a hunt, was off Craigslist. This guy had been advertising this bottle maybe 2 months on Craigslist. At one time he had a price and he didn't have a price, and I've been tracking it, and I haven't reached out to him at all, but I did 2 days ago. And we played a little phone tag. He was in school, got hold of me Thursday night, and we chatted, and he told me what he was looking for. And I asked him if he would take less. Would he consider, compromising? He said yes, and he gave me a price which I agreed to. So he walked up. I met him in front of a Barnes & Noble, and I love that when you're meeting someone for the first time. You don't even know what they look like. Didn't even ask. He doesn't know what I look like. I'm just sitting waiting in front, and I see a guy walking up with a bag, and I go, that's my guy. So he walked up with this bag. Now, he told me he bought this in Taiwan, and maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but then I did believe him. He said he bought this for his father as a gift, but his father decided he was going to stop drinking, so he's been holding this for a while, and he just decided to get rid of it. He's a college guy, and he could use the money more than the bottle. So, and he's not a big drinker. So he walked up with this bag. You're not going to find this in the United States. This is it's like a hard cardboard bag. It's real nice with a silk rope, well, silkish rope. So that was pretty exciting. I didn't know he had this bag. And then, of course, this came out of the bag. And this is a Cavalon Solist Manzanilla sherry cask. Very hard to find out here. It's really a beautiful presentation. I have an Amontillado Solist as well. He said he bought this in Taiwan, and he actually offered it to me for a little less than he was paying. He paid. It's 55.6% ABV. It does not say if it's 750 or 700. I suspect 700, but for some reason I cannot find that on here. It is also bottled in December 8th, 2015 at 9:40 a.m. It's bottle 37 of 533 in that cask, and its cask number, in case you're interested, S100 721007A. And I'll tell you that I gave him, I don't mind saying, well, he said give me $200 for this and you can have it. And I said not a problem, because I've seen it for more than double, and that's not even here in the United States. So I got lucky with 2 nice bottles yesterday. We're going to review something a little different today. This is not going to be a whiskey. I was in Seattle 2 years ago maybe, and with some friends we went to a really nice whiskey bar. I don't remember the name, but they had so many different spirits there that they used a tablet as their menu to choose from what you wanted, maybe 400. It was amazing. So I ordered a whiskey, I don't remember what it was, and we're sitting around the table with about 6 people, and I start smelling an aroma. And I'm looking around, is it the table coming from next to me? No, it seems to be coming from the guy that's... My battery went dead in the middle of filming. Sorry about that, I'm back. So, in any case, the guy next to me is drinking something, and it's definitely not whiskey, but the aromatic of it was just unbelievable. It was addictive. So I asked him if I could nose his glass. He said yes, and so I did. And then I asked for another glass and asked if he'd pour a little in it. And I spent about 20 minutes sitting there just nosing this glass. And I had to order it. So I asked him, what was it we were drinking? And he says, it's a rum. Now, I've had a few rums, but I'm not, educated in rums. I didn't really know the difference between one or another. I've since gotten some other really good rum, but this was my first endeavor other than Bacardi and things like that I had with mixed drinks when I was younger. So anyway, this rum is El Dorado, and I'm sure you've heard of El Dorado before, and if you haven't, they're readily available in stores except this one. You'll see the 12-year, the 15, there's a 25 that's very expensive. This is called the EHP, El Dorado EHP. It's only 40% ABV, it's natural color, and as you can see, it's a single barrel. So, wow, it's unbelievable. EHP stands for Edward Henry Porter, and this rum was created in his namesake. He was the original owner of Enmore Estates in the 1800s in Guyana. And back then, there were over 300 different sugar estates producing rum. It was very big. The Demerara, this is a Demerara rum, is where this distiller is located, and that's off of the banks of the Demerara River in Guyana. Today, there's only one distiller in Guyana, and that's El Dorado. Just the one that's left after 300 in the 1800s. This rum comes from the oldest continuous running wood still in the world. And this still has been running since the 1880s. Is that not incredible? This is a special rum. It's unusual to all other rums you're going to taste. This is aged a minimum 12 years in American bourbon barrels. It's Guyana, of course, is in the Caribbean off the Demerara coast. There's no color, no filtration added, or it doesn't go through any chill filtration. The word rum, R-H-U-M, is distinctive to Martinique also, which is a Caribbean island maybe 700 miles away, and rum is simply the French word R-H-U-M for rum. And you don't normally see RUHUM, unless it is a rum that's agricole. Well, this doesn't say rum agricole, but there's a lot of rums that are known as rum agricole or industrial rums. Industrial rums are like Captain Morgan and Bacardi. They're made with molasses, where this and agricole rums are typically made with cane sugar, and these distillers on Guyana were all cane sugar plantations. This rum is made with a mixture of Demerara sugars, which is a molasses, and sugarcane. So the mix of both of them together gives you a unique flavor that I recommend. This does not get mixed, and it's you drink it on its own. It's also unique that it's the sugar from this is from alluvial soils, which is soil made up of plant life and plants, flowers, grass, which is inherent to the soil that's off of the Demerara banks of the river where this is distilled. Well, let's talk about the color. This is a kind of a copper orange, I would say. And like I said, it is naturally colored. We'll look at the legs of this. They're thick legs. They run fast, but they are thick. Onto the nose, which is what really got me into this rum. Of course, it's a sugar-based spirit, so it's really not like whiskey. It's much sweeter. So you've got to have a desire for that kind of spirit. The nose. Wow, it's so distinctive. Werther's candy. That's what I smelled when I was sitting at the table. Werther's candy. It smells exactly like it. Butterscotch. Buttery butterscotch. Toffee. Apples. There's oak to it, and vanilla from the bourbon barrels, and there's fruits. There's orange and bananas, and there's burnt sugar from the cane sugar, or sugar cane rather. Oh, it's so good. It's so buttery and I would say viscous in smell. It just smells like a thick, creamy butter. The palate. Butterscotch again. The nose and the palate are very similar. Apples. It's really mouth coating. Toffee. Coconut. It's silky smooth. There's no peat in it, but there's a a smokiness maybe related to the burnt sugary flavor profile I'm getting. And the vanilla's in there, the oak's in there. That butter. Fried banana. A caramelized fried banana. There's a lot of caramelization going on here between the molasses and the sugarcane. This is really a nose that you could spend a lot of time with. I mean, really a lot of time. You can pick up all these different buttery notes and fruits in it. And it's different than a whiskey, but similar in the complexity of being able to pick out these different aromas, aromatics. Let's see what happens with a little water. I'm not even sure I've ever even tried this with the water. Let's see what that does to this. Well, I'll tell you that it cuts back on the toffee Werther's candy kind of aromatic, and I love that in this rum. Let's see what it tastes like. Again, it's 40%. I think it takes away from the rum totally. It washes things down on every aspect of every taste I was getting in there beforehand. I would not put any water again in this rum, and I won't. You can find this. Typically, you'll have to ask to order it from your local spirit store. Their distributor may carry it. I have a couple bottles. That's what I had to do to find this. Call a number of the stores that I in my local area that I buy from, and it took a couple weeks, but they got them in, and I ordered 3, and I've gone through 1, and I don't know, a quarter of this other one. It'll run you anywhere, I would say, between $85 and $105. That's not inexpensive for a rum. And this does say single barrel. I don't really think it's a single barrel per se. I think it's single distillation as opposed to single barrel, but I wasn't really able to glean the information on that. As far as a score on this, if I was scoring it as a rum, I would put this as a 95. This is one of the best rums I've ever tasted, and nosed. Without a doubt, the best nosing rum I've ever experienced. Great. Oh, that's so good. Well, thanks for joining me. Please subscribe, share, and like if you like this review and story. The next time I'll have something unique for you that came from Bruichladdich. It's not a bottle, but it's not something that you probably have ever seen before, nor people that I've talked to in the industry have seen this before, that I got from the ambassador a few years ago when I met him. And I'm looking forward to showing you that. Again, please subscribe and share with your friends. There's a link below for my Instagram account and also for my website and blog. Please take a look. Thanks again for joining me. I appreciate you joining me and look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.